That's the SAW grant that he was talking about. He hadn't gotten to the park yet.
Oh, okay. I read two things in the papers, and that was one of them. I wasn't sure what we were talking about. Yeah. Thank you.
Go. The second item was the water system mapping. We sent a proposal back last year on May 27th to map your water system, and this is still on hold. We don't have authorization to go forward.
What was that about again?
This is to map your fire hydrant, the gate valves, all the water lines.
The amount.
Oh, I don't have that.
It's all about money.
It was about 3,000 or 4,000. I don't remember. Yeah. You should have it.
I think John's still working with the old engineer to get the rest of our drawings and maps, aren't you?
Yeah, that's a problem. They have not provided. And that's going to come. In fact, I'm going to ask for that.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be on our agenda.
So that's on hold.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Okay. The next one, the water park, the asbestos removal project. Blue Star was awarded the project, and they were on site in the last 2 weeks, and they finished.
Did we ever get their insurance?
Yes.
And their bond? And John approved it?
Yes.
Okay.
The one issue they had was whether their workers' compensation was going to expire on April 30th, and I said that policy had to be renewed, so we had exposure. We didn't have any exposure beyond that point. So then they sent a new policy with to expire on 4/30 of 2016.
Okay.
So that was the one concern, and they corrected it.
Yeah, that was sent again to the entire board.
I never got that one.
April 13th. Every board member.
If you're sending to my Cottrellville email address, it doesn't work.
Both emails.
Okay. I never got it on my regular one either.
Okay. Well, yeah. It was sent to Mr. Chop, Ms. Vaselli, Ken, Matt, Township Treasurer, and my staff.
Okay. I never got that one.
And then also John's reply was sent to everybody too. So there were multiple communications back.
Okay.
And then we gave them the go-ahead, and they've started on May 1st. They've done their work. And we discovered something that was not accounted for. There was a basement that they cleaned, and now we have an empty basement that we need to take care of. Either remove the entire basement and backfill it, or leave the walls, break them down to 3 feet, or leave the walls entirely and then just backfill it with clean clay. And also the other part that we discovered, since the original bid was during winter time, the snow was covered, the ground was covered with snow, and there was a discussion about removing the top 3 inches of soil because they're probably contaminated with all the debris all over the place. So we asked Blue Star to give us a quote for that additional work, and I did send that to the entire board again, and they're asking for $22,030 additional.
I never got that one either, Sir Mayor.
I can share it with you.
But I think that was well defined in your request for quote, wasn't it?
Not these two. We didn't know about the basement. Remember, we did not do a survey. We're dealing with this after the fact. So we had no info in sight. And now some of these the township may do, like bring topsoil back. If we give Blue Star the option to strip the topsoil, the township can, through their departments, bring some topsoil and spread it. That doesn't need to be an asbestos certified It's
Sir
just
Matt, I asked you for the other
landscaping.
paperwork. I'd really like to see a copy of each and every one of the shippers and the engineer's report that you had your person there every day that they were working and everything that was done, because I understand in their request for bid, there was never a water truck down there like you requested. The people never had their respirators on. They never treated it like it was asbestos. They did not put it in enclosed trucks like it was supposed to have been on a hazardous.
How do you know that?
Well, same way that you don't,
I do.
obviously.
Because I have photos.
Well, then do you have some photos?
Yes,
I'd sure like to see them.
absolutely.
Of each and every truck?
Yes.
Because any of the
I have
asbestos
dailies.
that blows out of the top of the truck,
I am not sure what are we trying to do here. I have
We're
my
trying
my inspector is on site every day.
okay,
He's
then
done.
he'll have a report then, correct?
He's done his job. I have
Okay.
4 days of reports,
Okay,
and I have photos of all the work.
okay,
Now, I did get your request at 2 p.m. today,
correct.
and I only made 1 copy.
That's all I asked for.
They've done what they're supposed to do.
All right, I'm just gonna review it with the request for quote that you sent out.
I can share this with the board.
Can I have copies of it?
Yeah.
I can make copies for the whole board after the meeting.
Okay.
Water truck, the lab, I'm sorry, Matt. The truck with liner,
How many loads did we take up to the landfill?
we have requested that, and we don't have
Your engineer should have had that.
the tickets yet. But
Didn't your
generate-
engineer make out the tickets?
No, the landfill make out the tickets. It's when they receive, they give it to you.
Your engineer didn't know how many loads went out of there, and he was standing there?
It's probably recorded. We request the tickets because he could miscount, and they could misrepresent. Whatever the landfill receives, we will have tickets.
Not after the fact, I'm asking for them now.
I don't have it.
Okay. And it'll be in his reports then, how many loads that went out each day, is that correct?
I didn't read them yet. Again, I
Oh,
got your
okay.
request at
All
2
right.
p.m.
Well-
I did not get a chance to look at these yet. But just quickly, Glenn.
We were down there, we saw it.
Here's the water. And they're in suits. Again, the trucks are lined. The landfill will not accept any unlined trucks. I don't know where you're getting your information. Were you on site?
No, at the landfill when they came in.
At the landfill?
Saw some of them that came
Did
in.
the landfill
Now,
accept
did,
them?
what trucks are you saying were yours, and then maybe that? They were all weren't Blue Star trucks. That's the reason I'm asking you.
You can share this with the board.
That's what the shippers would have told us, whose trucks or what.
I'm sorry?
That's why I was asking for the shippers, because it would have said if it was Blue Star's trucks or if they used an outside trucking company or whoever, then it would be a lot easier.
Blue Stars. We
They
requested
did
that.
all of their own hauling.
We requested all the tickets from Blue Stars.
And Sir Matt,
And
we can
that's-
get a report. As Mr. Chartier is asking, we can get a copy of that. in a report.
Absolutely. And we did request that.
Right.
Again, I just received the request at 2 p.m. today, and we were on the phone with them trying to get them to email that to us. And as of 5:30 today, I did not get anything. So,
Okay, as long as you got them, that's all I'm asking for tonight.
well, no, it sounded like, never mind.
Okay.
Now, I still have this extra change order at hand. I would like the board direction on it. The job is not complete, and there is a change order. We can't leave a basement empty.
No, I did review that today.
That's a hazard.
And saw it is a hazard. Yes, I agree.
And then the topsoil, it's, again, we did not do a survey, so we don't know if it's contaminated or not. But per the DEQ direction, we need to treat everything as asbestos contaminated. And we do need to strip that topsoil.
And we're talking $22,000 right now.
22,000 breaking down to strip and stockpile the soil at 5630. Backfill the basement void with fill material, $1,000. Supply and install 490 truck yards of topsoil, $12,000. Seed and mulch, $3,400. And the total is $22,030. Now, again, this is a change order.
I would really like to look at the first contract first and go over it again, because the way I read it and the way that you, when you entertained to the contractors who were here for the bidding, that was all going to be included.
Not the topsoil, not the basement. The contract was to remove debris on site.
I just said I'd like to read it again.
Absolutely, but we have an issue to take care of right now because the project will stay open. And if there are contaminated soil, the DEQ, we would not close the project because they're contaminated soils.
Can I suggest that they want to review the contract, any information we can pertaining to this finishing of this project, and then make a decision as to what we're going to do, probably talk with legal counsel. But in addition, because I did know it right away when I looked at that tonight prior to the meeting, obviously there's a whole, for consideration of safety, possibly, I don't know who could do it, if you could do it, one of our people do it, fence off that area with the orange safety fencing, just to prevent somebody, I don't know if that would be appropriate legally enough, something other than a hole in the ground, which is what it is now.
I would not recommend waiting for a month to take care of this. If there is a way that the township can fill that basement, and so we can take that hazard away.
Unfortunately, the
topsoil-
one that our person, which used to be the deputy supervisor, I guess, had a death in the family, so he couldn't be here for his advice on this also.
I'm not suggesting a month necessarily, even if we have to have a special, but just so that we can review the issues promptly and make a decision based on, maybe all the data I think might help make that decision, but I surely understand, I don't, my objective is not to, unless of course.
No, we want to get it done, but we want to,
I understand fully.
it's already cost us way over the
Yep.
amounts of money we had.
But we did dodge a $38,000 fine a day by doing this.
Right.
So we're trying to do the right thing here. Delaying this another month, I don't know if that's wise. I can't recommend it. But if the board wishes just to address the basement, the quote to fill the basement is only $1,000. Removal of the topsoil is $5,600. Just the removal. Now, the township could hire somebody else to bring topsoil and seed and mulch later on. But my recommendation was at least approve the backfill of the basement for $1,000, and then strip the topsoil and haul it to the landfill for $5,630. And then the restoration is not an issue, is not a safety issue. But to me, that's my recommendation. The board can do whatever the board pleases.
$5,630 plus $1,000 to fill the hole.
$5,630 to strip the topsoil, $1,000 to fill the basement.
$6,630.
Correct.
Pleasure of the board.
And I just want,
I'd rather wait and talk to TK about it before we spend any more township money.
I'd just like to add that we did review the contract document. The DEQ wanted to move and address the issue with the debris being on site. So we put the specs for a contractor to come in on site and remove the debris, complying with the asbestos removal laws. And that's what we did. We did not do a survey. We did not know about the basement. And the snow covered the ground. There's no way for us to know that there's contaminated soil. So that both items were not included in the first bid.
Right.
I did review my documents, and there's no way that we can tag a contractor for that. So I'd like the board direction on this, so we know what to tell the contractor.
I understand. Recommendation of the board. What do you think?
I'm not in agreement.
Do you have to put it out for bids over $5,000?
Those were the amounts.
Not
from
necessarily,
Blue Star.
this is an existing.
Well, let's talk to TK.
Sure. In my opinion, this is an existing contract. It's just another change order as part of an existing contract. We're already.
And I'm gonna go back and look at our minutes. I do
Absolutely.
believe in our conversation when the gentleman from White Star was here, the term all-inclusive was included in our conversation in his proposal
Yes, for the scope that was disclosed.
for the job that, for the project we were talking about, because it was emphasized that we did not have any additional money, and this was already way over budget. So all-inclusive was spoken to him, and he said he was familiar with it, and he knew what the job was.
I understand what you're saying.
What were the dates that you said that you sent me the emails again?
Which emails?
The ones you said you sent me.
I have multiple emails.
That, first of all, on the insurance that you said you sent to John, and you said you sent to me.
I sent the updated policy to John on Monday, April 13th. John reviewed it Monday, April 13th, and sent it back to everybody, saying that the updated policy satisfies his concerns.
Is that right, John?
Would you like to see a copy?
Yes, but, yeah, that's.
Well, yeah. Can I get a copy of that with the picture?
Absolutely.
Oh, you got it.
She's
I
in.
talked to the insurance agent and expressed my concerns over the workers' comp issue. She indicated that they would review it and they would talk to the bidder. And then she contacted me within a day or so and advised that the bidder would come in and review the coverage for the following April 2016.
Well, I very seldom miss one of your emails, but I for somehow didn't get Sir Med's on that. And I have gotten other ones from you, Sir Med, so.
The change order was submitted from Blue Star on May 7th, and I sent it to the board on May 8th.
And that also went to John?
Correct. And here are copies of it.
Okay.
Just a suggestion, I agree that we don't want to leave a hazard there. I surely don't want to wait a month to deal with that issue. However, I understand the concerns here of the board, and I don't like the special meetings. But the suggestion that we review the issues, contracts, paperwork, emails, whatever you want to discuss or review as a board, and then very promptly, I think for the benefit of the citizens, make a decision to at least mitigate the problem that's there. I mean, I don't know how long that hole's been there, Sir Med, a week?
They've finished their, it was the last day, I believe Wednesday they were out, so it's been a week.
A week. I don't, for the benefit of our township or anybody, I don't think we should leave it for a month, but,
I don't either, but it's been there for a week.
right, so, but is that an idea maybe to I don't like
Hopefully get it
specials?
within another week or 2 weeks.
Well, that's what I
at
mean,
most.
if we can do it
Yeah.
before, not go a month, but then have a
Oh,
special
maybe
to
not.
address
Oh,
it so
yeah.
that we can give you a.
I mean, it's not like the equipment's sitting there and they're waiting and they're on hold.
They
It's
left,
a suggestion.
they left some equipment because we didn't have a direction for them,
Right.
yay or nay.
There's no equipment there now.
There's no equipment there. We were there tonight, just before the meeting.
Yeah, that's everything.
Maybe
it's
just
empty.
the containers. They,
Wow.
as of last week, the containers were there, and maybe they removed them.
3 empty containers there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just don't like to delay for safety issues, Ken.
Death is a horrible
And
thing.
if you have a better suggestion,
I did. We'll wait, we'll talk to TK. I'm gonna also review what it was, go over what Blue Star told us, all-inclusive, and maybe get him to interpret what that means. Because we were short on money to start with, and we were way over.
Yeah, let me just say this. They were contracted to remove the debris that was piled on site. They did that. They discovered a basement that nobody knew about. And they did remove the debris from the basement.
Sir Matt,
That's
can we
being
wait
inclusive.
till TK talks to us?
I just
And
wanted
we review the contract?
Again, back to the house.
You've got your way
with
of
the
thinking
5
about
rooms.
it, we've got our way of thinking about it.
Yeah. All-inclusive, you're telling me I have a house, I have 5 rooms.
All-inclusive
now I
was
have
the
10
soil.
rooms.
It was still 2 acres.
Up to the board. I
Thank
can
you.
only recommend.
You have a motion then? Is there a motion?
Do we need a motion for discussion?
Well, are we going to set up a,
Do you want to have a deadline?
I guess we don't, right?
I mean, we're going to address it. Do
Right,
we need a
but I-
motion to address it?
No, he's just looking
No,
for direction, but so
Yeah.
let's just promptly handle it. I mean,
No, we
I'll
want to
be
get it
pushing-
resolved too and get it over with, so.
I would be pushing that we have a definitive answer by next week then. I mean, I would hope to.
Yeah, by the end of the week, we should be able to,
Thank you.
I would think.
I would hope so, yeah. That would be my plan. Thank you. Anything else, sir?
The review projects, we have the Verizon Tower, 1067. There was a site plan review on May 13th, and there was a PUD application that was tabled on April 22nd at the PC meeting. I don't have any updates on that.